Hi, Bethany.
Hello.
It's such an honor to have you on the Dream Big podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming. And I know that from a young age, you fell in love with the ocean and surfing. And I've heard you describe being in the water as your happy place. What is it about surfing that you specifically love?
Oh gosh, surfing is such a lovable sport, but it's also really challenging and frustrating at times. And I think that's partially why I love it because it kind of always keeps me on my toes and it's always like humbling me and teaching me something new. And it always has me kind of just challenged in a way that for me personally, like I want to like overcome that challenge. And on top of that, just the rush and joy and exhilaration of like riding beautiful waves and just having fun. And one of the greatest things I think is just being able to be in nature and be present and enjoy God's creation is so special. And I love being able to do it.
That sounds like so much fun. I definitely know that I need to try it sometime.
You
And
definitely need
yeah,
to.
it sounds like an amazing sport to do. And I've spent a lot of time by the ocean as well. We have done a bunch of summer vacations to Hawaii and Cancun, and I live in Los Angeles, so it's a 30-minute drive to the ocean. So we spend a lot of time there, and there's just something so powerful, and it definitely helps me and other people get out of their personal bubble and spend time with nature.
For
So,
sure. I think it's
yeah,
really healing.
for sure. When you were 13 years old, you lost your arm in a shark attack. And I know you've been asked many times about this day, so that's not what we're going to go into today. Instead, I want to focus on what happened 26 days later. You were back in the ocean surfing again. How did you find the courage to get inside the ocean after losing your arm? And what lessons do you think our big dreamers can learn from your decision to get back in the water?
Yeah, well, obviously it was a crazy time in my life, and it's not something I ever imagined for myself or that would happen to me. And I remember being in the hospital after I lost my arm and thinking like, wow, I can't believe this happened. But an overarching like sense of my approach to that time was just being thankful that I was alive and I could have very well died that day. And so I think sometimes when we face really, really challenging, painful, hard circumstances that is not what we would choose for ourselves, we still have the ability to choose to be thankful and find the good in whatever it is that we're facing. And I know at times that can be like nearly impossible, but I think just being able to breathe and be alive and know that you can overcome is so important. And so when I was laying in the hospital, I also had a visit from a friend. His name was Mike Coots, and he had lost his leg to a shark, and he learned how to surf with one leg. And that day, he said he went surfing and he practiced popping up with one arm, and he's like, hey, I think it's fully possible. So I got this like light bulb of like inspiration and hope. And it wasn't like I thought I would never surf again. I just didn't know if it was even possible. And
Yeah.
I don't know, my mind wasn't quite maybe ready for thinking about what I could do. I was just still healing and like just in the hospital. But talking with that friend of mine, he reminded me that like, hey, maybe there's so much more that I can do than I even realized. So I moved forward with the ambition to at least try surfing with one arm. And, I didn't know if I would be able to do it, but I had the willingness to try. And I think sometimes we have to take that like leap of faith in life to do something that we're not sure if we're going to have success or not. And I was just sharing today, like if you fear failing and never try, then you'll never know what's possible or what you can do. And so That's my encouragement to all your listeners is like, be willing to try, find something you're grateful for, and just keep your head up even when you don't know what your future holds.
That's incredible. And my sister Sophia, she's actually learning how to ride a bike right now. And we always tell her whenever she falls, if you fall down 6 times, then you need to get up seven. And I just want to say to all the big dreamers out there, you're going to fall. The chances of getting bit by a shark are low, but you're going to fall learning how to ride a bike, learning how to ski, learning how to surf. And when you need to get up in front of an audience and deliver a speech, you're also gonna fall sometimes. Learning to keep on trying and to keep on showing up, even when something bad happens, is the most important thing that you can do and keep on keeping your head in the game. So,
100%.
yeah. Bethany, not only did you get back in the water and face down those fears, you also went all in towards uh, pursuing your dreams of becoming a professional surfer. And it would take most of the time we have to go over all the wins you've racked up, including you've already been inducted into the Surfing Hall of Fame. So, where did you get the confidence to believe that you could compete with the world's best surfers?
Well, I knew I had that kind of talent to begin with ever since I was young, and that was where I was heading as a young girl. And, yes, it was really, really challenging to learn how to surf with one arm, but I already knew how to surf and I understood the ocean, which is half the game when it comes to surfing. And so I really, once I started to progress and figure out how to do things with one arm and surf with one arm, I got better and better and eventually started surfing like maybe not quite as good as ever, but I was getting there. I was a work in progress and I really loved competing too. I just had a natural like competitive spirit. So I think there was also that part of me that like just wanted to get back to normal life, and I was so used to competing, and it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a pro surfer. It was more like I just want to do contests with all my friends and get back to normal life. But then I started to like my first event, I made it to the finals. I didn't win that event, but it was huge just to make it to the finals because competing against girls with two arms while I had one was a big challenge and it wasn't easy. But that kind of slowly like progressed, and over a year later, I ended up winning one of my divisions in the National Scholastic Championship Finals for
Wow.
under 18 women. So that kind of is a big stepping stone to going professional. And that helped me believe that I could. And then from there, I just kind of put my head down and worked hard.
That's so powerful, Bethany. And let me just say to all the big dreamers out there that believing in your potential is so incredibly important. Because if Bethany did not believe that she could surf at the highest level, then there's no chance she would have put in the work and therefore get the results. So I'm sure that there were a lot of naysayers, people who told you either directly or wrote online that there's no way you could be a professional surfer with only one arm. Of course, you proved them wrong, but what do you tell our young big dreamers out there who have big, bold dreams and they come across a hater who tells them that their dream is impossible?
Well, I think sometimes, like in life, it's impossible to not come across negativity. So to kind of expect it in a sense, but also to seek out positivity and people that will come around you and cheer you on and support you and believe that you can. I think that's so important. And that's something I always did. I just kind of naturally gravitated toward people that pushed me or challenged me. And they didn't necessarily make it easy on me, but they didn't say I couldn't do it. And so I thrived under that environment. And I always sought after coaches, so people that knew more than me who could like give me advice or kind of put me in my place. And, sometimes it's not easy hearing kind of critical feedback is what I would call it. But it made me better, and it made me realize that these were the areas I had to work on. And even with one arm, there was still a lot of areas that I could improve and get better, and just challenge myself in to be the best that I could be. And, you know, at the end of the day, it really didn't come down to winning my next competition. It really came down to me just wanting to be the best version of me in every aspect of life, and especially in the ocean, just because I loved it so much. So I loved working hard on my sport and just getting better and feeling the satisfaction of improving and, you know, nailing a good move on a wave, or doing something cool and in a heat at a contest. And it just felt really good and fulfilling.
That is so true. Remember, big dreamers, that this is your life. You're the captain. You can choose whether it's going to put you down or help you to strive harder. And you need to focus on the positive energy that's around you and keep on trying and keep on trying to achieve your goal and make sure that you achieve it. So, Bethany, I know that you have an amazing new film, Bethany Hamilton, Unstoppable, which you can buy or rent on iTunes or even stream it on Netflix. And the documentary covers your whole entire life, from your childhood to surfing to motherhood. And it's an amazing documentary, so I'd highly recommend to all you big dreamers to check it out. And of course, the title of the film is Unstoppable, which I'm sure you chose for a reason. What does being unstoppable mean to you, and how can our big dreamers adopt the unstoppable mind in their lives?
Oh, wow. Yeah. You know, when we were going to name my documentary, I just could not come up with anything. It's hard to name your own movie. But the director who I was working with, he thought of the name Unstoppable. He's like, hey, I look at your life and think of you as unstoppable. And I was like, whoa, that's a big word to live up to, so to say. And I didn't feel I felt like I'd done really great things, but I wasn't yeah, I'm unstoppable. But over time, I really started to embrace the kind of idea of seeking to live an unstoppable life. It's not about being perfect or, you know, having it all together or being super strong, or I don't know. It's not about being yeah, it just kind of, to me, it's the sort of person who seeks to live their best every single day, and they get back up when they fall, and they choose to love others even when others may not be nice to them. It's the sort of person who reminds us that we can be courageous and that we can be fearless and that we can overcome. And I believe everyone can be unstoppable, so to say, so that when those harder times in our life come, we can get back up and keep charging and doing the things we love to do. And now I get to do a lot of mentorship through my online course. It's called The Unstoppable Life. So if you guys want to check it out, it's pretty awesome, and it will help equip you guys in the areas that you may not be thinking about, like having a strong mindset, overcoming obstacles, being grateful, being healthy, because I think you need to be healthy to be able to reach some of our harder dreams in life.
Yeah.
And so much more. But yeah, I think it's a lifestyle in the end.
Well, I know for sure that we'll be putting links to your course down in the show notes. And also, I know that we'll be having a raffle for your course as well. And I could actually, yeah, it's going to be so much fun. I could not agree more with that philosophy. If you want to achieve big dreams in your life, you're going to run into obstacles and detours, and you need to have an unstoppable mindset in order to achieve your big dreams, especially when things are difficult and challenging. You need to stay healthy and keep on going and love everybody around you. So we've talked a lot about surfing. I wanted to ask you about what I know brings you your most joy, your family. How do you find time to be a mom and continue to pursue your career as a professional surfer? And of course, the question on all my listeners' minds is, do your kids surf?
Well, we'll start with that last question since it's the funnest part. My 5-year-old Tobias, I have a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old named Wesley, and then Tobias, the 5-year-old. But Tobias loves surfing. He's starting to catch his own waves and turn down the line, and he just really enjoys being in the ocean. So that's really fun to be able to share that part of life. And I always knew when I was younger that I wanted to be a mom one day, but as I share in my documentary Unstoppable, like when it came, I didn't feel ready. I wasn't sure of myself. I didn't feel unstoppable. But I knew I valued the life that I was growing inside of me, and I chose to embrace that over time. And today I can honestly say it's the most beautiful journey I've ever experienced. And any of the accomplishments or adventures I went on before I had kids just can't even compare. So I really love being a mom. I love sharing the beach and life with my kids and being able to continue my professional surfing career. It's special because a lot of times I go with my husband and my 2 boys, and we all just go play at the beach, and I get some surfing and practicing. And we have a home gym too, so I get my home gym. Like, I do a lot of cross training for my sport, so keeping my body strong in different ways. And yeah, so the kids, I just like include them in my life as a whole, and it's really fun, and they get to travel all over the world with me. Tobias has like 10 or 20 passport stamps in his passport. So he's a world traveler and a trooper, and it's fun to be able to share life with them.
That's so amazing. It sounds like you and your husband and your family are an amazing team. And
Yeah.
I actually did see on Instagram videos of you surfing with your son, and he is really good. So that's so amazing that you get to share that passion.
It is really fun, and we are a great team, and I think that's something that's really special, and I'm super grateful for.
For sure. And I know you did not dream of being a motivational speaker when you were a kid, but the shark attack thrust you into the spotlight, and all of a sudden you were on Oprah and all these news shows, and actually now you're a motivational speaker who gets hired to give speeches. So since I imagine that public speaking was not one of your dreams as a kid, how did you get comfortable with it? And do you have any tips for our young listeners who are nervous about speaking in front of other people?
Yeah, so I definitely was not into motivational speaking, and I remember when I was really young, I did some kind of like public events where I would just do a question and answer with someone on a stage. And they were sometimes really terrible. I wouldn't say much more than yes or yeah to an answer or to a question. But over time, I really started to get better at it, and therefore I started to enjoy it more. And then after a while, I really started to like it and want to do it. And I just saw the beauty of being able to share our stories. And maybe you're not posed in front of a lot of people doing your speaking, but I think there's a beauty in sharing our stories and the things we face in life and how we overcome. And we can all be an encouragement to those around us, like you are doing with your podcast. It's awesome. But for me, my journey, like I said earlier, I started to seek after people to help me get better at speaking. So I would get coaches or I'd get feedback. Sometimes I would have someone film it and then watch it back. And after a while, I started to just naturally get better. And then also with the coaching, that helped me a ton. And even today, I still get coaching. I still get advice from people on how to make my motivational speaking more purposeful or life-giving to those who get to hear it. And so it's really fun for me to kind of continue to better myself. You're never too old to like keep learning and growing. And that's something I hope I always carry with myself. And yeah, it's such an honor now to be able to speak to people and share my life with them and encourage them to be adapting and unstoppable.
Well, that's great advice, Bethany. And I think, big dreamers, if you can remember Bethany's unstoppable mindset, that can also be important when you're getting ready to go on stage, believing that you can do it. And even if it doesn't go perfectly, knowing that it's part of the journey will improve. And if you keep on at it, you'll definitely improve.
I think
So,
too, you're just talking about something that you love or enjoy. Like it makes it that much easier to talk about versus like trying to motivationally talk about something that isn't necessarily a passion.
for
So
sure.
finding something that's kind of like your niche or something that like just gets you really happy to talk about and let starting there will be really helpful.
For sure. So these last couple questions that I have are pretty short questions, so they're kind of like rapid fire ones.
Okay.
If you go back in time and talk to your 10-year-old self, what would be the best advice?
Ooh, I would just say like eat healthy and be respectful to your mom and dad.
You've already made many of your dreams a reality, but if you look at yourself today, what are your big dreams for the future?
Oh, well, I really hope to just continue to inspire people. And one way I'm doing that is just through my online course. But also just enjoy my family every single day. And I think sometimes the world can be really overwhelming. And it can be hard at times to stay positive and to really embrace the people you're sharing your life with. So I hope that I can just always kind of come back to earth and be with my family, even if I have other things that are stressing me out or making me feel worried. And just, yeah, always trust in God too.
Hmm. What age did you start surfing?
I think I was on a board before I could walk, but it was around the age of 7 or 8 when I really was like, Mom, take me surfing. And
Yeah.
thankfully, we lived like 5-10 minute drive to the beach.
Wow.
So they would take me just about every day.
That's amazing. And for our very last question, where can our audience find out more about you?
Yeah, if you guys want to check out me at my website, bethanyhamilton.com, I have recipes and workouts and blog posts there, and you can check out my online course. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much, Bethany. And big dreamers, please make sure to check out Bethany's website and everything else. Bethany, thank you so much for coming on the Dream Big podcast. It was such an honor to have you.
Yeah, aloha, Eva. So nice to meet you.
Well, it was so nice to meet you too.
Okay, bye, big dreamers or dream biggers. I don't know. Okay, bye. Yeah, I hope you guys can keep it up.